In this discussion, we'll talk about degrees of inflation. In other words, we'll look at different rates of inflation and figure out whether different rates of inflation are equally undesirable or which rate of inflation is more desirable than the other. When we look at inflation to be less than 5%, we say a less than 5% inflation on an annual level is very mild inflation, which can actually aid competitiveness. We all want the price to increase for our wages, for our goods and services, in order for us to feel that our demand is rising. In a stagnant economy where the prices are not rising, it serves as a demotivation for workers, it serves as a demotivation for even firms that they are unable to increase the prices for their goods on an annual level. On the other hand, when we look at 5 to 9% of annual inflation, this is what we call very mild inflation, which can be kept under control through good government policies. So government may need to make sure that whenever the inflation rate is in this range, they may need to keep a close eye so that they can avoid future difficulties in terms of inflation to rise more than 9%, which could become undesirable. But 5 to 9%, we say, for any economy that is growing could not be so alarming as, for example, any rate beyond that. When inflation gets into this range of 10 to 19%, this is where inflation pressure is building up in an economy. And we say this, that workers suddenly will be demanding for higher wages because they will find their real wage to go down. At the same time, borrowers may find it difficult to borrow because the lenders will be asking for higher interest rates, because ultimately they will also want their real interest to go up. And suddenly those who are saving will find their savings to lose their purchasing power and may need to find ways to protect their purchasing power.
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover. At Alt Academy, we break down every A-level concept with the same level of clarity. Now, let's continue.
And government may now need to basically follow very strict policies like contractionary fiscal or monetary policy or other policies like supply side policies in order to make sure that they are trying to keep this kind of inflation under control. However, when the rate of inflation goes in the range of 20 to 50%, this is what we call serious inflation, because now we can see the economic relationships that we have just described, like, for example, employer-employee, lender-borrower, and even like savers will all get affected, and they will be in the real danger of breaking down. And in such a case, you can see the consumer confidence to be low, the business confidence to be low, and the confidence in money to be seriously eroded, because now people are like, should we keep our wealth in money or should we keep our wealth in something else, like, for example, buying another currency like dollars, or even like buying, for example, properties or something which might not be doing worse than the inflation of a country. Lastly, when the rate of inflation goes to in the range of 50% and above, we call it signs of hyperinflation, because now, depending on how severe it is, the domestic economic structures are probably not going to work. There will be a complete distrust over a currency, as the currency may become completely worthless in the foreign exchange market, and internally people may not transact in that currency, and you will be running into serious economic problem of completely no consumer confidence and business confidence in the economy. So to summarize, any inflation that is less than 5% is desirable inflation. However, when the rate of inflation goes above 10%, this is where economy might get into trouble, as real income can start drastically falling, and if not kept under control, we may run into serious problems of 20% or more inflation, which, if not kept under control, can even lead to hyperinflation, which is extremely undesirable for an economy.
If you found that helpful, imagine what you could achieve with the full economics course. Over 60,000 students have used Alt Academy to transform their A-levels journey. Don't wait and take the first step today.